Byron Olson, Lakeville North High School, Minnesota Athletic Directors Hall of Fame. I was born in Alexandria, Minnesota. Parents moved around quite a bit. I attended 5 different elementary schools during the 6 years that I was in school. Probably the most vivid memory I have is going to a 2-room rural schoolhouse in Home City, Minnesota. 5 kids in my class. My joke to my kids is I was the valedictorian of 5 at the time. I went to Bloomington Lincoln as a sophomore, participated in soccer, which is the first time that school had offered the soccer program, and I participated in wrestling and baseball. As a junior, we moved out to Canby, Minnesota, so I went from a class of about 800 students to 140, which allowed me to play 3 sports. I played football, wrestled, played baseball, participated in junior class play, so I had more opportunities in the small school. My football coach in high school was a family friend of my mom and dad, and he recommended that I go to Minnesota Morris. He said, it's a great school, small school, you'll fit in well there, academics are great. He said, I think you can play football if you so desire. Once I got there, I played football for 1 year. We were Northern Intercollegiate Conference champions that year. We're actually having our 50th reunion next fall. And then I wrestled for 4 years. I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. My dad was a teacher at the vocational school in Canby. Growing up, you have mentors, you have people that you idolize. Jerry Jingles, the wrestling coach in Canby, Neil Nelson, football coach. I became very close to those guys, and I wanted to follow them probably more in their footsteps as a teacher coach. I started my teaching career in Benson. At the time, our athletic director resigned. Our high school principal decided he would take both duties. It got to be October, he realized that the AD job was getting too much. He resigned, so they posted the position. I was coaching 2 sports, assistant football, head wrestling. My colleague, she was head volleyball, head basketball, head track coach. We talked back and forth. We decided, well, we're covering 5 of the 13 sports we have. We'll take the job, or we'll apply for the job, and then split the duties. We applied and were hired, I think, early in November that year. The high school league had started their Challenge Cup, which recognized the activity program that had the most success. In Lakeville 2004 and 2005, we were Challenge Cup champions, which probably summarized the staff that I had inherited. Great staff, they were close, same coaches year after year after year, but to be able to recognize with them their achievements was outstanding. You learn to lean on your colleagues, other members from the MnIAAA who've been through what you have. If nothing else, they will listen to you, they'll have advice, they've dealt with the same things you're dealing with, but you have to lean on those mentors to help you grow professionally. Any young AD, you better have the support from home. If you don't have the support from your spouse, your partner, your children, it becomes a kind of a lonely job for them as well as for you. You're not going to succeed without that. I'd like to thank, first of all, my wife, Peg. She was the rock of our family. At the time I became an AD, we had 3 children, 4 years and under. So our family time became gym time. People a lot of times refer to my kids as gym rats, because they were either at my practices, they're in the gym with me. But Peg is the one that held it all together. She's the one that supported me, allowing me to pursue my dream as being an AD, as well as an official. I want to thank my children, Chad, Scott, Kimberly, for the sacrifices they made with their family time. Like I said, they were gym rats. They grew up with me. I'd like to thank my assistants, Barb Polici, Karen Donnelly at Farmington, Donna Holker at Monticello, Kathy Comer and Kat Foose at Lakeville. Without them, there's no way I could have done the job that we had. When I left Lakeville, we had 29 varsity sports. We had activities, so between sports and activities, we had 53 different activities going, about 125 staff members. One person can't do that. You have to rely on your assistants, and they did a great job making that possible for me. I'd like to thank the coaches that I grew up with. Jerry Jingles, Doug Duffy, my wrestling coaches. Neil Nelson, football coach, had great influences on my life. Also like to thank the staff. I had great coaching staffs wherever I went. I tried to become a AD that had an open door policy. We had many times where we just sat and visited, and I got to know them personally, got to know their families. So I'd like to thank coaches for everything that they did to make our program successful. And last of all, I'd like to thank the MnIAAA for this prestigious award. It's something I'm very proud of and very happy with.